seen Stripe yet, but the other kitties are here in the back. Dawn's in the garage getting ready to bring Ruby out. I should probably walk over and just see if Mr. Man is... There he is. Good morning. Good morning, sweetheart. Oh, such a big stretch. Well, happy day 2000, everybody. And Ruby, the star of the show. Her and Dawn. She's coming out for another day's travels to downtown Raleigh and back twice. I honestly don't know when the last trip to Raleigh is for this semester. Certainly not past the 17th. But what I'm trying to say is we are going to be going all week this week. Dark early for AP Stats, and then he'll have some other morning stuff before I pick him up at noon. It's a brisk 36 out here right now. Not frozen enough to cause problems with the water bowls, but nippy. Good morning, Ruby. I talked about this, it's been a while, but the full self-driving, the full view here, the expanded detail screen, it overwrites the energy screen or whatever I have selected for the right side there, and I thought it was just after the new software release and I would go and add it back, but you can add it back but it doesn't stay back. But this morning, and I was hoping it would do while I was recording, but it's not. You know, Ruby sat out. She got a little cold. She didn't charge much last night because it was a weekend night and not a weekday night. We didn't drive her yesterday. She was pretty cold. It was sliding in from the right, showing me the yellow triangle saying I had limited regen, and then sliding back away. It did that several times. And, you know, as I'm driving, the battery's warming up. But I think because she felt the need to show me the triangle, she actually brought the energy screen back for a little bit and then took it back away. Was playing peekaboo with me, and I've never seen it slide in and out like that before. Traffic's moving along fine this morning. We've been treated to some pretty sky color off to the east especially. We're on time for 7:20 a.m., which is good. Johnny needed to be there a little early today, and we managed to get out of the house a little early. So, for a Monday morning, it's not going too bad. At least out here on the road. Yeah, I would say traffic was pretty normal this week. It's a little too early for people to be starting to take off too much time for the end of the year holidays. Probably next week it'll start thinning out a little bit. $7:19. Yes, I can be on time. I'm still stopping and getting out pretty much every morning, playing Pokemon for a few minutes, checking messages, Facebook, Twitter, recording a short video, and getting ready to go back on down the road. I don't know how much it helps, but it seems to help at least a little. I enjoy it. It works for me. I really appreciate having this safe, non-tow zone parking lot to stop in. The only thing that could be any better is if the building was actually open this time in the morning. I don't think it opens until 10 a.m. So there are restroom facilities in there. A few times a year, that would be nice. But that's not really an option. It is in the afternoon. I see St. Monica's has some Christmas decorations up. I understand it gets really busy over here in the afternoon after the kids are out of school, especially like middle school and high school students. And they come over there, and there are some resources, and they hang out in that building as part of the community center. So that's nice that they put the little bit of Christmas decorations up there. Honestly, I'm trying to recover this morning. Had a wonderful, delightful, excellent, fun, exhilarating time doing, we'll call it the video call. It was on WebEx. I usually say Zoom as the generic term. Last night with some of our friends that have been with us along the way through 5 years and 2,000 videos, and really enjoyed it. I think everyone else did too. Finished up, and I thought, how do I want to say it? I had problems saving the video of the WebEx, like, you know, the most critical thing to have completed properly. And I have a support ticket in the WeVideo, and we did try to save it from multiple perspectives and not just the one on my computer. And we kind of had problems with all of them. And so even my backup of my backup was not right. And so we really did try. I don't think we just were flippant about it. We weren't. We tried. And I have a support ticket into WeVideo because I used them on the screen capture, and the save failed. I'm not sure if it was a timeout or space, or the file was just too big or whatever. But as of right now, I was able to capture audio by playing back the unsaved but still available file and recording it using my iPhone voice recorder, and that's pretty good audio. And I'm able to play back the video in the WeVideo preview pane, but that's not at a very good resolution, and it's, you know, it's not as good a quality as it was the other way. And so I think I'm able to salvage the content with some not great video and pretty clear audio, and I'll put it together and release it. But Don and I spent 2 or 3 hours trying to find this temp file on my MacBook, and we don't know how. We can't find it. We tried so many things. I can't even tell you what they all were. And we don't know the location, so we were guessing. And it was Chrome Own It. It's probably not WeVideo. It was just, I mean, 2 really good support people trying to figure it out. Don's not a Mac person. I'm not really a Mac person either. You know, that's the whole point of the MacBook, right? You kind of use it. But we did open up a terminal, and Don knows commands to enter on the terminal by heart for how to work with the file system. And we large files in the right time frame, files possibly with the right name, and we just didn't have any luck. So the quality of that video is not going to be as good as I want it to be, and I'm a little heartbroken. I really want to know, why is it in life when you have some of the most fun, best times, they're followed by pretty troublesome times? It seems to be a theme in my life. Now look, in the scheme of life, this is a small bump, right? And I've learned from it, right? I've got to switch tools for saving the capturing the call. I suppose I should have asked Kyle for more advice before we did it. He would have been able to give it to me. I don't know, but anyway, I'm sorry. You know, I take it really serious putting out, you know, every time I see a video that's a little blurry that I didn't realize was blurry when I shot it, I cringe and I feel so bad. And I really try to put it out there where it's good content and it's good quality content. And when things don't work out, it bothers me. I'm troubled by it. It weighs heavy on me. So Don and I had an alarm set for 3 a.m. We had my computer running in the attic with QuickTime capturing the WeVideo preview pane. We've run it through. We got half of it the first time, the second half the second time, and I'm running it one more time while I'm downtown. The WeVideo people are in California, so I wasn't really expecting to hear anything from them right away, but I don't know. If they, there's just still a small chance they'll contact me and help me get that file back, but I'm not expecting, not holding my breath about how fast that will be, or even their ability to do that. So, yeah, but when Donna and I were up in the middle of the night, we haven't had any sleep. It's not a good way to start a Monday. We didn't go to bed till after 1, and then we were up at 3, and then we were up at 5:30. So, yeah. Okay, I'll stop going on about it now. I know you guys that watch all the time know that I take it pretty seriously, and these little hiccups, they tend to really upset me, and I'm sorry about it. With the video there, but that's another construction area that has not been bothering traffic too much lately, because they've been up working on the hill way off the road after they did the initial cut in, but they are now getting ready to pave the turn lane, put in the cement curbing, and that will definitely impact and cause a lane closure to some extent. So I'm glad they didn't do that while they were doing Costco. There were some times where we were having to get left for that, and you know, then go past Costco and then go past the turnpike. It was just a lot, but maybe they'll do it over the Christmas break for me. That would be good. Those turn lanes just are really painful when they put them in. I just passed Fuquay Police, had a person pulled over, and the poor driver was in her car crying, I guess, as the officer was writing a ticket. I do feel for the cost of the ticket on insurance, and the paying for it, and here at the holidays and stuff, and you know, just because somebody got caught speeding doesn't mean they were doing it on purpose. You know, people get distracted and stuff. It's just, I want people to slow down, but I am also compassionate about the costs of the ticket and stuff. Here's the street cleaner. Out a lot this time of year, because it does, on top of cleaning up the street of debris, it sucks up the leaves and stuff too. So that's nice that he's going around town helping to keep the town looking good. Probably a lot of cleanup today, more so, I just realized, than normal, because the parade was out here yesterday, and even if people made a good effort to take whatever they had brought in with them, away with them, or find a trash receptacle, you would expect there to have been some additional trash associated with the parade. We had considered going this year, but it just worked out that the best time to do the video call was during the parade time. Wow, I did not know that we had multiple machines, and this one is bigger. It actually has, it's wider, and it has a brush on both sides. That one back there that we were seeing was just, you know, it's just on the curb side of the machine. That is great. This is where the stage was for the parade yesterday. The parade essentially starts on the corner that I just came through and goes the path that Ruby's currently taking down to near Mineral Springs Park, and then disbands. So I actually haven't seen any parade pictures show up on Facebook from the town yet, but I'm sure there are some. I'll try to check it out. Anyway, there's always next year. I do want to get over to Mineral Springs Park at the Blue Hour and record the lights, even if they haven't changed significantly since the last time I did that. I really enjoy walking down there, preferably a weeknight, and preferably during Blue Hour, which is basically right now going to be somewhere starting at 5 and going until 5:30-ish, 5:45 maybe, something like that. The lights look better when the sky's not totally dark, and the camera will really capture the blue tone in the sky, and it'll just be for a better photograph. Something I learned from my friend John Bennett over in Lincolnshire in the UK. Never had heard the term blue light hour until he introduced me to it, and it does make a big difference. I can go down there and take, you know, nice little starburst anytime, but going down there and taking it and it being the blue light hour is kind of neat. The last time Don and I watched the parade, we were on this corner right here, essentially. It's been a couple years. It is a little hard to find a place to park. Of course, you know, we walk 3 miles a day, so walking in is not a super huge deal, but yeah, it's almost like park at South Park and walk all the way into downtown, which is not really that far, but one road over north and south of Main Street, there's some parallel parking. It can get pretty crowded though. People come out pretty early and tailgate until the parade starts to find a close-ish spot. My favorite year was when Johnny was about 2 maybe, and loving the parade, and we were right down near the start of the parade route in the old police station building, and Johnny was all good until the firemen came by with the horns blaring and all that loud sound, and then he wasn't so happy. I felt for the little guy. Based on our lack of sleep, I wasn't sure if I was going to feel up to walking this morning or not, but I do. And one of the guys at WeVideo has emailed back trying to get me in touch with the person that could best help, one of the advanced support team people. So it's better I just go cool my jets and wait for those California people to come into work. That tree sure is pretty. The sun on it this morning. Some sort of a maple. I've been really impressed about the color lasting into December this year. It's been really pretty here. Longer than I remember it being pretty, but that could just be my memory failure. So my Apple Watch is dead this morning, I guess, in all the fuss and commotion last night. I forgot to actually put it on the charger and just set it down beside the charger, or we had to unplug my MacBook power pack, and I might have accidentally unplugged the charger for the watch. Or anyway, Donnie, I'm not getting no credit.
Oh well.
Well, my phone might give me a little bit of credit. However, I've definitely lost steps this morning. Oh well. Well, it's the least of my problems today. Yeah. But Don doesn't like it when he doesn't get credit, and I don't like it either.
I don't go if I don't get credit for it. Everybody knows if it doesn't get data stored on the cloud, it didn't count.
It's not windy out here this morning, so even though it's very brisk, we're not miserable. The guys are back at it with the earth moving equipment, working on grading and preparing the land for the church up there. And we're just plowing along on our way into South Park. Well, some of the town employees are here, but so far there's no sign of mow grass Monday. I suppose today there's a little extra activity, as I showed with the street cleaners. 2 street cleaners, by the way, Donnie. Cool. One with 2 brushes and twice the size of the other one, trying to clean up from the parade. I'm sure today is all about making sure the town is cleaned up from the parade, but no mow grass Monday, and at least not now. And we are starting our 3rd lap and plowing along, having heated conversations about well, it's very passionate. Maybe that's the right word. I don't know that we're disagreeing this morning. I don't think we are, but we are really into it pretty hot and heavy. So the conversation topics of the morning were kind of back on free speech and Twitter and stuff. Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground on our talk today on our walk. I go back that it's really good for friends, couples, you know, to spend some time walking or driving or whatever, just kind of being together. You never know exactly what you're going to discuss or talk about, but the fact that you're in the same spot, in this case fairly uninterrupted, you know, things come up of interest to discuss that might not otherwise. So I'm very glad for the time we have on our morning walk to
Yep, me too.
discuss family business, politics, Tesla, you know, whatever it is that we want, you know, Don's work sometimes, whatever it is we want to, my troubles with construction on the highway, whatever it is we want to talk about, whether it's a rant or sharing or however that is. But one thing came up, and it's the last thing that came up. You know, when Don took the van to get the state inspection at the Valvoline place, he paid to have the oil changed. And Don is not accustomed to paying people to change the oil in his vehicles. But given that he was working on this contract and pretty tied up, and he, you know, could afford it this time, he paid those guys to do the oil change and the state inspection. And whatever all they did, it ended up, it was, I'm rounding to $200. So it was not a cheap service. And one of the things they had to do was replace a light bulb and the light that shines on the license plate. We had two, but by law you have to have at least one.
That works.
And that works. And they basically broke the bracket back there. So Don ended up fixing the bracket himself.
Yeah, I put a screw in it.
Yeah.
Got a stainless steel screw.
And then the glove box, they had taken that apart to change a cabin filter. And they did not put the glove box back together. They left the parts for the glove box along with the screwdriver on the floor of the van. And first Don had to figure out if the parts really went to the van, and then where they went, and then how to install them, and he had to fix that too. So, you know, we can joke about Tesla leaving 2 screws out of my autopilot camera housing for you know, holder, but as Andy had pointed out on the WebEx last night, is, you know, the problems we're seeing in service are not only Tesla. You know, Don didn't have a horrible experience with the Chevrolet place on his GMC, but it certainly wasn't stellar.
It was, yeah, it wasn't. They made it right.
Yeah, you even came home. What was wrong with the wheel? Wouldn't turn.
Yeah.
What had they done?
The brakes, the calipers, the front calipers were binding, and they were not. They were basically applying the brakes as you drove, and that was causing, you know, that
friction, slow down. Yeah, I mean, that was a serious, right, that was a serious thing he drove away with. So we had, you know, basically the problem with, Donnie, we had the problem with the screws. It would be great if I was downtown in 25 minutes. I would say I can be downtown in 35 or 40 minutes. So it is what it is. WeVideo got back to me that, number one, they tried to reset it on their end, but they figured that probably wasn't gonna work, but it was worth a try. As best as I could tell, it didn't work. And they told me how to locate something called a blob file on my MacBook, and that worked. We were able to locate the blob file, and we can see the video, and the video is in good quality, and that's good. And then they said, but just save the blob file to your hard disk and somewhere, and you know, you're home free. Well, the problem is the blob file, I guess, is some sort of encryption, and it won't let us save it from, I mean, we can make a copy of that file, which we did, to download. So Don says he doesn't think we can lose the video now, even if I get off WeVideo or I rebooted my computer or whatever, that the file is still there. However, something called VLC, which Don's familiar with, but I'm not, is supposed to take that blob file and create an MP4 file But as of right now, it's creating, I think, an M4V, like Apple TV, Apple file. And I don't want it to do that. And I've told it to create MP4, and it doesn't do that anyway. But Don thinks, well, we got a couple of options. We can figure out VLC on my Mac, or he can run the blob file through VLC on Windows on his computer. So I'm not, you know, I'd feel better if I had the MP4 file ready to go, but I don't quite have that yet. But I think we haven't lost the video, I think, so that's good. Anyway, I'm horribly distracted, and the stress level today is back up a little bit, and you know, live and learn, live and learn. That's a great view right now. Not necessarily. I am at 1010 Road. It's 12:05. I'm still 20 minutes away. I haven't lost any more time though. Don's continued to do some reading. You know, we just needed 10 or 15 more minutes, and I just didn't have it. And I'm already, like I said, I should have even left sooner. Don says WeVideo supports M4V, so we're just going to try to upload that file and see if it's happy. And if it is, I can save it as an MP4 by exporting it, and life is totally good at that point. But like I said, I really needed 10 to 15 more minutes at the house to totally put this issue to bed, and I'm just going to have to wait till I get home. Don well, we do anything I needed him to do, but there's no sense him fooling with my MacBook and getting frustrated without me there. And he has a doctor's appointment this afternoon, his yearly physical, nothing serious, and pretty soon here he's going to have to run out to that. I just love the changing seasons, the different times of day, how the light hits the downtown buildings. I come around the corner and there's that view, and I know it's quite industrial and all in a cityscape, but it's just something, I guess, on my daily drive that I do get some enjoyment out of, how the view changes day to day and even throughout a given day. It's 52 out there now, so it looks warmer than it is. Certainly not a bad day for December. Maybe just a little below average, the temperature, but not bad. Not bad at all. Johnny and I are headed out of town. They have recently cleared this lot inside the fence area to build something. I don't know what that something is, however. And Person Street over there runs parallel to this road, is closed and under construction, so I don't know. I assume it's going to be some utilities work for whatever's going on in that empty lot, and you can kind of see that it is barricaded down there. There's a thing going on. I need to remember that if I come from like Whole Foods or something to go. But hey, tomorrow we're headed down to Charlotte, to UNC Charlotte, for a tour. And we won't be coming downtown or Whole Foodsing it or any of those other things. Yep, here's the afternoon road closure for the turn lane going in. I started recording sooner so you can get a feel for the whole stretch of road. There's a lot of stuff going on up to the right. Like I said, they've been working way up on the hill up there, but now they're getting serious about this turn lane. And if they can stay on it for a week or two and get her done, good enough. Just don't take, you know, 3 months of road closures here. Don's been to the landfill. I got yesterday's video sent to render, and hey, how's it going?
I'm wondering why the garage door. Maybe we need to check Alexa's programming.
Oh, were they just all open again?
All open again.
Oh, wow.